Hello students, today you're going to take digital Cornell notes. Go ahead and write the title Tropical Biomes. These are not the ones you draw the pictures in. This is the one where you create a summary and an advanced question. And because it's a video, you have to come up with the questions on the left hand side as well. Okay, let's begin. For number one, go ahead and write, there are 3 tropical climate zone biomes. The 3 tropical climate zone biomes, so here's the tropics, it's the middle part of the earth. There's the tropical desert, the savanna, which we'll talk more about tomorrow, and the tropical rainforest. For the first question, I'm not going to type it up, but you can just copy it here. You can write how many tropical climate zones are there, or you can also write, or what are the 3 tropical climate zones, biomes? Either one of those would be fine. Are you ready? If not, pause the video. Number 2, go ahead and write tropical rainforests. Tropical rainforests are a biome type that have the most type of creatures, the most diversity of all living creatures on Earth. Usually, it rains over 200 centimeters, making it the rainiest biome of all, and temperatures are usually very warm or mild, from 70 to 85 degrees, which would be pretty warm. So let's look at some pictures. If you weren't ready, rewind it, or I'll put it back in this about a couple seconds. So here's a tropical rainforest. Usually tropical rainforests have a lot of different species of plants and animals too, and because usually there's so much water to power those species so they can stay alive. There's all kinds of species of birds, monkeys, lemurs, all kinds of reptiles, anteaters, and so on. Plants like orchids are native to rainforests, and all kinds of decomposers are also found in the rainforest. Okay, here, let's go back to the notes. Oh, I forgot to show you these 2 pictures though. Before we go back to the notes, although it is the most diverse biome that we have on Earth, it's one of the ones that's being destroyed the fastest. So here's some pictures of the rainforest being burned down, which is not good for us because all the green trees and plants provide a lot of the oxygen that we use. And you're like, why would people just burn it down? Here's these red dots. It's a picture I took of the rainforest burning today, all over Brazil and Bolivia, which is full of rainforest. People burn it down so they can have areas to grow things like corn and rice, because some of these trees are not fruit trees or not edible, so they just burn them down and they make farming land, so that's why they burn them. And that's a huge problem because a lot of creatures are going extinct and a lot of our oxygen supply is at risk. Okay, so here we're back at the notes. Go ahead and copy the notes if you haven't. Think of a question for 2. Pause this video if you need to. All right, moving on to 3. Tropical rainforests, as I just said when I showed you the pictures, provide the Earth with a large portion of the breathable oxygen. So we have to really take care of that biome. We have to take care of all of the biomes, but that one in particular is very important to all of us, even if we don't live in the rainforest. All right, when you're done with that, think of a question for 3. And let's move on to the last one. Tropical deserts. Tropical deserts are a type of desert biome that is very arid or dry. And you're like, well, what's the difference between a temperate desert that we talked about last time and a tropical one? Well, tropical deserts, because they're in the tropics or in the middle of the earth, are not as cold as temperate deserts. That's the big difference. So you see that they average about 0 to 25 centimeters, which is not much water, not much rain. But the temperatures are a little bit on the warmer side, even in winter. They can get as hot as temperate deserts, but not really as cold. Go ahead. Look at some pictures so we can see the difference before we finish up. So this one is not a tropical desert. This is a Joshua Tree, which is part of the Mojave Desert System, which is a temperate desert. And then you can see a tropical desert is much more sands, much more dunes. That's usually the key. Much more rock outcrops and much more sand is usually a sign that you're in a tropical desert, not a temperate one. So here, as you can see here, this is the Sahara, the biggest tropical desert on Earth. But just like a temperate desert, it's very dry. There's not much water, not much rain. Creatures that live here are things like camels. There's all kinds of species of snakes and hyenas. Okay, let me put this back all the way. Go ahead and finish up the last one here and then make up your question and then move on to the next step. Have a great day.